All right, let's talk about your next week, huh? Let's do the sky mirror for the third week in June 2013. And here, a little more on this, on the title, on the sky mirror words themselves. You see, this is a banner, right? And it used to be, before there was TV show, I used to write a column for the tourist magazines in Waikiki, and it was kind of, anyway, I wrote a heck of a good column. And this was the top of the column. The column was this wide. You know, you see them in the racks. And so I wrote this column for several years, huh? And it was pretty successful. Now, this guy, Rob Brezhny, Free Will Astrology, is not an astrologer. He's a very talented writer. But there's no astrology in here. No. And that's, it kind of irks me a bit, yeah? Because this guy is making fun of astrology with free will, and then he's making a lot of money. You see him everywhere. People just bought it. And the stupid thing has no real astrology in it. So he's really hurting astrology. This is a column in West Hawaii Today, Eugenia Last. And if you read your rising sign, like I read Taurus, yeah, and you'd be surprised how good it is. If you know the rising signs of the people in your family and the folks around you, read the rising sign. Whenever I wrote my column, which went on for years, underneath this thing was read your rising sign first. Huh? So the sky mirror was conceived at a time when a bunch of professors over at UH got together to debunk things, and they debunked astrology. Oh, there's nothing to astrology at all. And it was kind of a national fervor that resulted in astrology columns like Eugenia's and mine being labeled for entertainment only. I don't know if you're old enough to remember that, but it was a major attack on astrology by professors at the university. And to me, a lot of this is the result of crap like this. Free will astrology, no astrology here at all. And the second problem is that when you look at this, you think it's your sun sign. If you read your sun sign here, you're going to get your father, your boss, maybe some of your professional work and ego-fulfilling things, but you're not your sun sign. The sun in the chart's your father, or the men, unless you're Leo rising. But that also means that sun sign stuff doesn't work that well, and that also gave astrology a really bad name. So when I got the sky mirror together and labeled it that and published it that, many years before I got the TV show going, probably 10 years earlier, it was as a defense and a stab at enlightening people. This is a sky mirror, no causation implied. Okay, let's get to work. What's a sky mirror going to be like for you in your next week? Well, I got a chart here. It's an interesting chart because you see Neptune, and here's Saturn at 5 Scorpio, Neptune at 5 Pisces, and the Sun towards the end of your next week goes into Cancer, see, and trines them all. And so there's a grand trine, we call it. Yeah. And so it's going to be a lot of Neptune characters get the judge to say this and that and get away with a lot of laws that may not be for all of us. Enough said. Mars is still in Gemini. It's sextiling Uranus here. So the defense of astrology is running strong. Mercury and Venus are together in Cancer. There's not a lot of connection between Venus and Mars. They're actually 30 degrees apart. Whoops. So you're either feeling aggressive or you're feeling sexy, but never at the same time. Let's take a look at this day by day. Now I've set this mundane chart up with a picture of the sky, and now I'm going to run the moon around the edge. This was also my invention, And I once had somebody say, well, I talked to a lady who says she knew all about astrology. She knew astrology. She says, that's not astrology. Ha 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 ha. No, it's not astrology. Because he's never seen anything like it before. Okay, so the moon goes all the way around once a month. This is the generic chart for all of us. It's not sign by sign stuff. So as you run the moon through here, and here it's gone into Virgo, see, an earth sign, I color it earth colored. It makes angles to things, and here's right away on Friday the 14th, we've got this opposition to Neptune. Neptune stopped, the full moon squared it. Here's where your floods, here's where the attack on Washington or areas around there, the U.S. government, comes from fanatics. I wrote attacked with dust, which covers a lot of stuff. Could be smoke. I don't know. It's Neptune. Smoke and mirrors. But here's when it comes up on Friday the 14th again. You know, it isn't just a one-time thing. This full moon activates Neptune for a full month till the next full moon. The other thing that's really happening here is the sun is conjuncting Jupiter. Happens around the 18th, 19th. You can see the sun here in Gemini, and here's Jupiter in Gemini. So it's kind of neat. Anyway, Friday is full of deception, and you're going to lose things, and you could get lost, and you could get found. That's Neptune stuff, okay? And I mark it here. You know, these little lines are basically 2 a.m. in the morning, Hawaii time when it changes the day, and midnight for the West Coast. So if you're in the middle of them here, well, this is just after lunch on the West Coast when that Neptune thing really hits. And this is 2, 3 in the afternoon in Hawaii when the Neptune thing hits, right? And you're going to feel lost all Friday. Don't drink Friday. The square is holding on and making obstacles, and Neptune is going to do that. Boo. Okay, Saturday, the moon's still in Virgo on the 15th. Starts with an awkward square to Mars. Everybody's ticked off and impatient and angry. Oh boy, it's not so hot. After you get angry here, just around breakfast, even before breakfast, there is a trine to Pluto, so you kind of get your power back. Here's like when you have that awful smoke and mirror experience on Friday, there is a sextile to Saturn. You'll get it organized after it gets all lost. Here, after you get angry, well, then you'll get all loving again, because here's the sextile to Venus and to Mercury, and the kids are happy, and the girls are happy, and there's some sweets and love around. It's Saturday afternoon. Much better time to go on a date than it would be for Friday here, huh? Sunday, though, doesn't look so hot. Sunday, the moon's still in Virgo in the morning, and it squares the sun, and it squares Jupiter. We're doing too much. Doesn't settle down till after lunch, when the moon finally moves into Libra here, a cardinal air sign. But once you're in Libra, you know, things start blowing around, because here's that nasty old long-term square from Uranus and Pluto, yeah? And Uranus is going to make winds and tornadoes, and Pluto's going to be panicky, and there you're going to experience some of this in your own little world here, yes, on Monday and Monday morning. So this is not a time, I mean, you go out and you're in a rush to get to work and you're panicking out, the battery won't start the car. Twist, bang the connections with a hammer. 50% of the time that works. Battery's not dead, it's the connections. Anyway, you'll get through it after you panic and you have this interruption on Monday in the morning. Around the middle of the day, there's a nice sextile to, or trine to Mars, and the young guys jump in and say, oh, I can fix that for you, and off you go. But don't expect to be to work on time Monday. On Tuesday the 18th, we've got Venus and Mercury here, unhappy in the morning. No sense staying in bed expecting sweets, won't happen. And trouble communicating too between breakfast and lunch. After lunch here, there's a trine to the Sun Jupiter, and the men come through, and there's wisdom and a little more natural knowing. It feels kind of good. Tuesday night late after dinner, the moon shifts into Scorpio, a fixed water sign. You're in the Saturn zone. Let's get organized. You know, as the moon goes by Saturn, usually not so hot, early Wednesday morning before breakfast. But this one trines Neptune. There's a little music. You know, this could be a good experience if you have real faith. And you know, think about the laws in this country. There are so many laws and so many agencies of guys in uniforms with guns. You know, do we really need all that? That's a good thought for a Wednesday morning. In the afternoon, here's the sextile to Pluto, and yes, it's about police and guns, and some solidity could come to your mind about it all. On Wednesday night, the moon goes by the north node here, and we're all kind of feeling nurtured. It's kind of a warm glow Wednesday night after dinner. Thursday morning on the 20th, moon still in Scorpio, goes by the trines to Venus and Mercury. This is the morning to stay in bed and get some sweets and communicate with the person you love. It's Thursday morning, June 20th. The vibes continue all the way through Thursday night till about 9 o'clock or so, and then the moon shifts into Sagittarius, and you're up against that full moon squaring Neptune, and here's the flood zone and the USA enemies, and it's not our enemies, the government's, and the government is the thing. You should watch Anthony Bourdain as he travels around the world. Amazing truths come out. CNN, no less. And some of that comes out Friday afternoon with the trine to Uranus here. And amazing things you learn about other cultures of the world. Brotherhood pops up here on Friday afternoon. But people are ticked off about midnight. Here's the opposition to Mars. And so, I don't know, this is confusion zone early in the morning with Neptune. And this could be, you know, some enlightenment of the mind and brotherhood, and use your app and use your cell phone technologies. But you still I've got to do some work, and there's problems and anger and impatience here Friday night. Continues pretty much through Saturday the 22nd. And doing too much Saturday night square to Jupiter. Can't get nothing done Sunday morning. The moon shifts into Capricorn, and there's your full moon. Right there Sunday morning. Takes us out of that Neptune zone a bit, which is kind of nice. Neptune's going to settle down. Here's a trine to Neptune. Good time to go to church, be religious, be sensitive, artistic. Sunday morning the 23rd. Not bad at all. And here's the opposition. Wait a minute. Here's the Pluto-Uranus square again. It's Sunday, middle of the day in the afternoon, and there's chaos, and the batteries don't work, and the power went out, and we feel shaky and alone, and that's the way your week is. Hey, next week I'm going to really get into the app and develop Sky Mirror Astrology even more. So come back next week, and we'll have more interesting things to share. Aloha.